Thank you very much for staying with us. I have with me the organizing secretary of the All Progressives Congress APC in Lagos State, Ayodele Adewale. And tonight we're discussing the inauguration of the president-elect, which is less than 4 days away, as Bola Tinubu promises not to disappoint Nigerians. All right, Mr. Adewale, still talking about governance. Now, insecurity remains a big challenge in many parts of the country. How do you think the president-elect should handle this?
Is to create opportunities for people. An idle hand is the devil's workshop. The more opportunity is deemed, the more people will look for ways of living and creating things for themselves. So jobs need to be created. Security operatives also need to up their games. Even if you create jobs for everybody, some people will still decide to be criminal in their activities and all of that. So that's the way it will go.
You think employment is the way forward?
Creating employment is a major tool to stamping down insecurity. And of course, effective security architecture is also very important. We need to reinvent our security architecture as it is today. It's not only using kinetic approach, you understand, that will help us to curb security. There are other forms of getting people to own the Nigerian state and see it as their own property, that when you create disturbance all over the place, again, it also creates a system whereby people's livelihood will be deemed. And when that is done, everybody comes to a halt.
All right, so it is said that Nigerians need to come together to achieve the much-needed cohesion in the country. Do you see the president-elect being able to do this?
Yes, he can. Lagos is very cosmopolitan in its structure, and as it is, all Nigerians live in Lagos. If he could understand and bring diversities together in Lagos to the extent that we don't have any nationality crisis in Lagos, to the extent that Lagosians are very tolerable and we love ourselves and we are all moving within the seemingly fast rate at which things are done, yet we all go home smiling with one dividend or the other at the end of the day. So he can also increase that strength of his to work things well in the country.
So it's just a matter of days before Tinubu takes over. What kind of president do you think he will be?
He's a president for all. He's going to be a president for all. Ashwaju is a Muslim. Her Excellency, the First Lady to be, is a Christian. And Ashwaju also understands diversities very, very well, and he embraces them. I don't see a problem for him in that regard. In fact, I see him as a unifier, someone that will help to bring all Nigerians together, not only Nigerians. You know, in Nigeria, it's very open. The West African sub-region treaties allow for people to move in and out without any restriction. So he's going to also use that to bring everybody together for the sole purpose of developing this country.
All right, Mr. Adewale. Now, Bola Tinubu has made a lot of promises. And of course, like you also said, Nigerians are expectant. So what key areas should he focus on, or what key areas should be of primary concern to the president-elect to turn Nigeria's fortune?
The first is security. That is the first business of government. Security. The second will be, for me, education. Education, then infrastructure. Those three things are very important. Then, by the way, you bring in technology, because as it is now, the world have advanced. So anything you want to do must be technological driven. Now, when you have these technologies well in place, definitely people can create more jobs for themselves. Already, we're about conquering energy, the energy sector. The space has been unbundled. It was because it was in the exclusive list. That was why Nigeria, it's at the spot where it is today. But now that it has been unbundled, right, people can create energy within their state, their local government, and all of that. What the federal government needs to do is harness this potential together. Areas where there seems to be a gap, you put the strength there. Some areas put incentives. As Raju have also said that if we have companies that can create large number of workforce, there will be tax holiday. They've done it in Lagos. There are many companies who have traded their tax for infrastructural development and many of these things. So that is the best way to go. We need to barter our development, right? If we have people that want to exchange some of these things for some sundry matters that will help develop our space, so be it.
All right, so let me quickly get this. It's less than 4 days to the inauguration of a new president. What are your expectations?
My expectation is for all Nigerians to come together, for us to create peace on that day, after that day, and for us to all tap into the renewed hope document that has a lot of opportunities in it. The Nigeria that we are going to be witnessing now is a Nigeria that is full of opportunities. We should not just sit back and allow people from the diaspora only to come in and take advantage of these opportunities. The opportunity will be there, a lot of opportunities. So whichever one that our ability and strength can quickly tap into, let's take the advantage of that. And I also appeal to every Nigerian to try to download that document, Renewed Hope. Read through. You're going to use that as a map to mirror the government that is coming, either to gauge their speed of delivery, or to now use it to improve on your own self-business.
All right, but with less than 4 days to the inauguration of a new government and the crisis surrounding the election of the National Assembly leadership is yet to be resolved, what impact do you think this will have on the incoming administration?
There is no crisis. It's not a crisis. It is not. What you have is expected to happen. It's a parliament. You don't expect everybody to go one way. It's democracy. Everybody cannot go one way. Everybody will have their interests. They have their opinion. What is important is that all these interests are brought to the table. Let's discuss about it. At the end of the day, let's agree on the best way to go, right? Let's agree on the best way to go for the sake of the nation, but it is not a crisis.
All right, so in case disagreement, or rather, in case some members-elect or some senators go against the preferred choice of the party, do you see this causing friction between the executive and the judiciary?
The judiciary is not in place. It's just between the parliamentarian and all of that. If they disagree, they have a chance to go to the poll. Even when they agree, they are still going to vote. That is what the process says. So if some people, look, everybody cannot agree, right? What democracy is about is that at the end of the day, the majority, right, will lead. Some people will go back to the drawing board to reassess their plan. Some will fall in line and follow those who have been chosen by their colleagues to lead as of now.
All right, so thank you very much, Mr. Adewale. But before I let you go, let me get your final message to Nigerians as we look forward to a new government on the 29th of May.
My final message will be that, like it said in Britain, that God saved the king. If God saved Nigeria, God saved Bola Tinubu, God saved the Federal Republic that all of us are going to stay in, develop in, and get to our various level of height in accordance to our knowledge, in accordance to our peculiarity, in accordance to our strength. Let everybody come together, pray for this country, come in unity, make sure nothing goes bad, regardless of our own interest. Because if the country, God forbid, explodes, nobody can do anything. We all become refugees. God forbid. But we can all still discuss within the limitation of our own different interests and align together for the unity of this country.
All right. Thank you very much. I've been speaking with the Organizing Secretary of the All Progressives Congress APC in Lagos State, Ayodele Adewale. Tonight, we'll discuss the inauguration of the President-elect, which is less than 4 days away, and the task ahead. Thank you very much, sir, for coming.
Thank you for having me, madam.